All right, welcome to part 5 of Total Beginner Ukulele Lessons with me, Kirk Jones. So here's the deal. For this one, we're going to introduce you to a few more chords, but we're also going to get to that G chord, which is the hardest of the beginner chords. We're going to get to that. So first of all, I'm going to teach you guys how to play some of the other songs we already learned, how to play it in different keys. But then also we're going to learn the G and how to do it in the key of G. All right, so we did I Want Candy really easily. The Beat Goes On in the key of C, and also Electric Avenue in the key of C, right? Now, we can do that same thing with that F chord that we learned in video 4. It's in a different key now, but let's try that. So for those of you who didn't watch lesson 4, go back and do that. You might want to go back even if you haven't seen 1, 2, or 3 leading up to this. But so for today's chord, beginner chord, we're going to do a couple of different ones. Middle finger, pointer finger, right? Middle finger's on the 2nd fret of the G string, right? Giant cockroaches eat apples. G, C, E, A. Pointer fingers on the 1st fret of the E string. Rainbows and bridges, make sure your hand is cocked up enough so you're going over the other strings so you hear this. F chord, all right? Quickly, we're gonna go over I Want Candy, The Beat Goes On, Electric Avenue, then we're gonna switch chords, all right? So this is just a good thing. You already know the songs, now we're concentrating on learning new chords. Why do you want to learn new chords? Why would you want to play this in a different key? I explained it in another video, but just in case, sometimes it makes it easier for you to sing. It might be closer to the range of your voice, no matter if you're going to sing higher or lower. Sometimes changing the key a little bit helps a lot, especially if you're in a group and you want to try to have guys and girls sing together. A lot of guys have lower voices, a lot of women have higher voices. I try to do a little bit of both. Sometimes comedically, can't do it well, but we're still having fun. So that's one reason why you'd want to switch it. But also, this is a good way to learn other chords, one chord at a time. So when you get to a song you want to learn, you're like, oh, I already know all those chords, or I just need to learn one more to play this really great song. So, all right, so we're going to go with F, right? I'm going to do I Want Candy, then I'm going to switch to The Beat Goes On, then I'm going to switch to Electric Avenue. We're going to stop, and I'll show you another chord, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I want candy, right? It's a little higher for me, or you can go low. I want candy. Whatever works for you. All right, we're going to switch. Beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding rhythm to the brain. La da 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 dee, la da 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 da. We're gonna rock onto Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. We're gonna rock onto Electric Avenue, then we'll take it higher. All right, stop there. Once again, most songs do not just sit on one chord the whole time. So if your hand's getting worn out, then just try each chord and stuff like that. Well, here's the deal. We just did an F chord like that, right? For an A chord, leave this finger down and just pick this finger up and move it one string closer to your chin. That's how it should sound now. This is an F, but now we're moving your finger. Sorry. That's an A major chord or an A chord. Same thing. 1, 2, pluck it out. If you can hear everything, strum it, should sound like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to find the key for I Want Candy. I want candy. Or go low. I want candy, right? and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. We're gonna rock on to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher, so you can sing it anywhere. We're gonna rock on to Electric Avenue. Whatever works for your voice. So I just wanted to show that really quick. I went through it a little quicker. So that's an A, I'm sorry, we did a C, and then an F, and then an A chord, right? All right, so here's the next one. We're gonna go for a G chord here, and this is gonna be the next level, even though it's a beginner chord, but if you could learn this G chord, millions, if not trillions of songs. Kirk, you're over-exaggerating. I'm not. Once you start playing and you learn more songs, you're gonna be, oh my gosh, I can play this song, I can play that song. So here's a G. People do this differently, but I've been to a lot of ukulele workshops and I've learned from a whole bunch of different teachers, and almost all of them teach it this way. Pointer finger on the giant cockroach on the second fret of the C string. Now you're gonna put your middle finger on the second fret of the giant cockroaches eat apples, A string, and then you're gonna put your ring finger on the third fret of the E string, G, C, E, A, right? And this, and here it is. I always tell people, cock your arm out a little bit, put your chicken wing out a little bit, not a whole bunch. It's more about your hand than it is your arm, but chicken wing usually gets people to move it like this. These two fingers are on the same fret. This ring finger is going on the string in between the two, and this is what it should sound like. Now, if it doesn't sound like that, don't take your whole hand off and start from scratch. Put your fingers where they belong, and then just adjust, only adjust. If that one's buzzing, press a little harder, make it so it's closer to the fret but not on top of the fret. Same thing with this one, and same thing with this one. All three of them, as close to the fret as you can without being on top of it so it doesn't buzz. But also, you're still trying to do rainbows and bridges with all three fingers over all the other strings that you're not supposed to be on with that particular finger. All right, this is the tough one. This might take a little while to get to, but once you get to it, gold. Ukulele gold, I tell you. All right, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I want candy. I want candy. The beat goes on, and the beat goes on. We're gonna rock on to Electric Avenue, then we'll take it higher. We're gonna rock on to Electric Avenue, then we'll take it higher. Stop there. 3 dented fingers. You're welcome. Like I said, that is the hardest out of all the beginner chords. Other people do it differently. I'm not going to show you all the different ways because I don't want your brain thinking of different ways to do it as you're doing it. You want to build up muscle memory doing it one particular way until a little bit later, when you start learning more chords and harder songs, then you'll start figuring out different ways to make it easier coming from a certain chord or going to the next chord. But we're going to get into all that later. All right, so same thing with that one. We can switch it up. Let's see. I had another song that we could use that G chord for. Maybe that might be too hard. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that one. So I might even edit this out. All right, so the main thing is go ahead and learn that G chord. And then after a while, if you wanted to, you can go to I Want Candy, I believe, right? Let me find that one real quick and switch that to the key of G. And yeah, exactly. So, you know, when we were doing I Want Candy and the fourth video, we were going from C to F. Maybe that was the third video. I think it was the fourth video. If you want to change this to the key of G, you stay on that G. I want candy. And then you do the Bo Diddley strum after that. G, 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 C, G. I want candy. G, 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 C, G. And all I'm doing, going from that G chord, is lifting up these two fingers, moving this finger over for one strum, and then putting these two fingers down and moving this one back. I want candy. G, 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 C, G. I want candy. G, 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 C, G. That'll be a great introduction to you switching chords from G to something else. Because in the key of C, almost always you're going to use a G chord, and in the key of G, you're almost always going to use a C chord. So that's a great one to learn back and forth. So that's basically all of my beginner stuff, except for one extra thing that I usually teach when I'm in person over long periods of time, is Carol of the Bells. I'm going to do that separately, so that way, because that particular one has 4 different sections in it, and so we'll make that a separate video track that you guys can go to. Carol of the Bells 1 through 4, and Carol of the Bells is a Christmas song, but I teach it year round, so we'll make that a different track, and then it doesn't matter when you start learning it, you have till the next Christmas to learn it. And it's also a great one to play with others, whether it's 1, 2, 3, a whole group or whatever, and I'll explain all that in the video if you haven't already seen me do this. So all right, great job. You made it through 5 lessons. Great job. If you have any questions, message me, stuff like that. If you're interested in Patreon, hit me up and I'll give you information on that, and you'll get lots more lessons and information and challenges and different things. So great job, everybody. Great job.